Welcome to Rebirth, the most inescapable prison camp in all of Kenshi. A nameless hive prince meets a fiery young woman, and together they hatch a plan for the biggest escape the prison will ever see. But first, we need to see how we got here. Strap in, have fun, and roll the montage. Alright, here we are. I'm going to start by disabling the UI, and I'm going to film the entirety of this first episode without it, and I'm going to see how it looks and see if that's how I'd like to film the rest of the series. Well, hello and welcome. Here we are in our prison slave camp with our two main characters. The Hiver is going to be named Rook, and his young female friend is going to be named Ava. And together, they are going to hatch a plan to get out of here. Let's hop right into the action. Holy Nation. Basically, a massive bunch of human supremacists who dislike every other race and women to tack on top of that. And we're right in the middle of their territory, as well as in the largest, most secure prison in Kenshi. And that's what makes it start so interesting, is that you gotta figure out a way to get out of it. And there's a couple of ways to do it I've found, but we're gonna play around with it, see what we can find, and hopefully get both our characters out at the same time. Because we've all, if you watch any Kenshi content on YouTube, you know that most playthroughs are focused on a gimmick or some kind of city building exercise, or it's one long episode after another of someone just playing the game, hanging around the hub. But that's not really how I want to do it, because I've put 500 hours into the game, and at this point, I've seen that a million times. I guess at the end of the day, I want to show people something they've never seen before. Or give them another way to appreciate something that they already love. So, enough talking. Let's fast forward to nighttime, see what we can do about escaping. Looks like day one of work is wrapping up, and Rook and Ava are running back to their cells. So, the first night, I always like to make a little bit of trouble, see if I can't get out of the cage and try and figure out where some food is. Because one thing about being a slave is that, you do get fed, but you only get fed when you start to starve. And being starved to death is not conducive to running away, so we gotta work on that first. Not to mention, getting the snot kicked out of you makes your character tough really quick, which is something that is absolutely invaluable once you escape prison and get out into the actually obscenely harsh expanse of Kenshi. So here we have Ava, she's tied up, the guards are all getting ready to go to sleep, and we're just gonna do that. Gonna have her try to pick the lock. Let's check up on Rook. Ooh, Rook's in a house. This is gonna be a little harder for him. Well, it'll be easier for him to catch a beating, harder for him. Oh, wait a minute. There's veggies on the table right there. Hold on a second. Yeah, hold on a second. Ah, shoot. I gotta figure out the keybinds for no UI. All right, cooked veggies. There we go, 8 cooked veggies. That wasn't so hard. Starvation avoided yet another day. Let's take a look in the bottom of the building. Got a guard here. Got some bread on the table below. Let's remember what house this is. It's really important to take stock of where all of the food is. I'm gonna have him keep practicing. So that when you actually do end up breaking out, you can have enough food to survive getting to the next nearest civilization, which oftentimes is what kills you in a slave playthrough. Like, if you can manage to get out, that was the easy part, which is saying a lot because it's going to be hard, but we'll see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, we've got Rook some food, but Ava is probably still quite hungry. So we are gonna go take a look in one of these shacks. Oh, there's a ration pack right there. That. Oh, daytime. Okay. just gonna grab that. Run, Ava, run. Okay. Well, you know that happens to you. And you know, you don't have any hair. You get pretty bloody when you get clonked on the head. She'll be fine though. The paladins don't like losing slaves, so they heal you up after they clonk you. And it looks like it's just about time to get back to another hard day's worth of work. And I don't mind being imprisoned for however many days because it's basically just free training. It can be free toughness training, it can be free athletics training with your character running around, and it can be free strength training if you pick up rocks. But it's especially good for lockpicking and sneak training, which are two things that I'm gonna have to use a lot if I want to use just 2 characters in Kenshi. I'm not entirely sold on the just 2 character cast yet, but we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward through the day, and unless anything interesting happens, we'll get up to some more shenanigans next nighttime. Won't we, Ava? It's kind of difficult to tell where Ava is injured without the UI, but that's part of the fun. It's gonna make this playthrough more interesting, and hopefully it'll present more of a challenge. Another thing I forgot to mention was that this playthrough is going to be an Iron Man playthrough. I'm going to create 1 save game, and that's it. Every time something happens where I need to save, I'll just save over the save game. There'll be no saves coming. If a character dies, they're dead for good. And that's gonna make this a lot more fun. Was she always limping like that? Oh no. That's not good. Unfortunately, it looks like we can go back to Ava here. She's limping pretty bad, and I think she's starting to slow down. And because I don't have the UI turned on, that's the only real indicator I have that she's injured. And we're slaves, we don't have any meds. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna hop onto this prisoner pole and... Oh! Wow. Looks like she collapsed. Her leg must be really messed up. Oh, but don't worry, the Holy Nation Paladins will fix that right on up. Alright, how's Rook doing? Well, sounds about right. It looks like Ava's injuries might have been more serious than I was thinking, because she, it's like sunset, and she's not woken up yet, so I don't really know what to think about that. So let's go to Rook, who's heading back to his home sweet cage after a long day of smacking rocks. And, let's pretend Ava isn't in a coma right now. Alright. Looks like we are in a house, which isn't great for nighttime shenanigans. It's going to make it a little harder to break out and sneak around and do stuff. But we're going to anyways. We're going to be, we're going to cause some trouble. It's taking him a while to pick this lock. I guess let's check on Ava. She's still taking a nap. That's okay. The paladins healed her up before they put her in the cage, so she will eventually recover. But it's not great that she's passed out right now. It's a lot easier to do things and to escape prison if you are awake. Huh. There's a... Whew. Woo! That was a real tough lock. That took a long time. I just realized I don't know the hotkey to sneak. I don't think I have one bound. Let me fix that really quick. Okay, found stealth on the menu and I bound it to backslash. Eventually I'm gonna have to bind all of these because all of these orders are actually super important later game. But right now we're just gonna be focusing on sneaking around. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Sneaking around, escaping prison and whatnot. So let's get out of here. And there we go, we're sneaking. Alright, let's take a look around. We got ourselves some prisoners up here. And below, got some bread. And there's probably some other stuff in these chests that we're gonna have to check out later. But for now, we already picked that lock. I guess he had a, wow, we gave him a much easier cage. Let's see if I can't grab the bread. Okie, so far so good. Well, they spotted me. Okay, but I ate it. Can't uneat the bread. You know what? Let's we've done a decent amount of sneaking and we've done a decent amount of lock picking tonight. Let's get in a little bit of fighting. Why not? Oh! Ow! Alright, that looked like a real good clonk to the chest. He's gonna be taking a nap for a little bit. Let's see if Ava's awake yet. Oh, she's awake. She doesn't look particularly happy, but she's awake. And let's get her to practice some lockpicking while we're at it. So, I think what I'm going to do is have Ava be a crossbowman focused on, with a secondary focus on katanas. And I think Rook is going to be a martial artist. And there's no better place to start your martial artistry background than in prison. Don't worry, Rook. One day. Looks like she succeeded in picking her cage. Let's take a look at the sky. Ooh. Alright, looks like sun's starting to come up. Alright everybody, that's it for the first installment. If you made it this far on the video, thanks a ton for sticking around. I had a lot of fun, and I'll have part 2 out soon if you're interested. I hope you'll enjoy the unexpected twists in the next one. See ya!